Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Ready from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Walker Ford because guess what? We have that original pony car right here next to me. What is this? This is the redesigned 2024 Mustang. This particular one is the Mustang EcoBoost. But before we get into the entry level way of getting into the Mustang Corral, let's talk about what's going on here. The Mustang. It's celebrating 60 years of existence. And what's fascinating is it never went out of production. Never. The years, though, that most people want to forget about is anywhere from 74 to 78. That was when it was the Mustang II. Many people don't view that as being a real Mustang. It was actually on a Pinto, a Ford Pinto chassis. But in 1979, we see the Fox body Mustang, and that's where we slowly start to see the galloping stride come back into the Mustang to where we have higher horsepower and higher performance. Now, what's fascinating, most people, I'm sure as soon as you heard that this is an EcoBoost, go, oh, it's an EcoBoost. It's not a real Mustang. It doesn't have enough horsepower. Well, guess what? The horsepower underneath the hood of this EcoBoost is actually more than those early years of V8 powered Mustangs. And even the Mustang had other engine options besides V8s. Back then it was a straight six. So that is where you have different engine sizes. It's been like that in the car's history. Now what's fascinating is that I tried to find one that was very close to a base price, because I have a lot of people asking and reaching out. They have so much money to spend. They're looking for a car that's going to be good for daily driving, but they also want some performance. And one of the cars that they're looking at, because of the price, is the Mustang EcoBoost. Two others that they're thinking about usually is the Honda Civic Type R and the Elantra N. So what I want to find out is, if you're looking for some type of sporty style car, and you're not looking for 800 horsepower, but you want some pep in your step, and you want to have some fun driving, and you want it to be a good daily driver, is the EcoBoost the way to go over the Type R or the Elantra N? Let's go ahead, let's dive into ours and find out. Right off the bat, the color. It's called carbonized gray. Absolutely love the color. And what's interesting is that on this redesign, just like previous model years, there's not a whole lot of different ways to find out that this is an EcoBoost, unless you're in the know. And I'm gonna put you in the know right now. At the start of the business, you're gonna get LED lighting. So just like on the Civic Type R, just like on the Elantra N, fully LED headlights. You got that tri-bar across the top, daytime running lamp and turn signal, carbonized gray, and then down below you have some flat black and a fake vent. I am gonna zonk that. I wish that they would have done something a little bit more creative, even though this is the entryway into the Mustang Corral. Now, as we come across the center section, you got that silver Mustang badge. Like I said, it's been there since 1964 and a half. Fully functional flat black on the top grille, fully functional flat black on the lower grille, some carbonized gray, and then that flat black lip that goes all the way across the bottom. From the front, very, very difficult to tell if this is an EcoBoost from the nose. The only way is that it has a flat black grille. When you go Mustang GT, that has a gloss black grille. And of course, the Dark Horse has a totally different looking front end. Now, as we rise up, you got that nice classic long hood, a decent sized bulge. The one way to tell that this is an EcoBoost is it's missing the heat extractors off of the GT. When you look at the Type R has a nice functional heat extractor. The Elantra N does not. So something to think about if you want some functionality with your style and all that good stuff. As we come around the bend, I chose this one because I think it has an option that many people are gonna want. A different wheel. Standard wheels on the EcoBoost are 18-inch. This is an optional 19-inch wheel, like that beautiful hand-polished silver aluminum finish, split spoke design. Tires, you're looking at 255 on the width, 40 series sidewall. And it's one of those things, this is not a super high performance tire like you're gonna find on the Type R or the Elantra N. Elantra and Type R have Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. This is a Continental all-season tire, so it's gonna give you better drivability. It's just not gonna give you outright performance like the other tires, but that's something that you can change down the road if you want to do that. Coming down the side of the vehicle, of course, it doesn't have the 5.0 badge on the side, and that's all right because I think a lot of people don't really pay attention to that. Some people even take it off their 5.0 badge off so that people don't know what's underneath the hood. But working our way back, you do have carbonized gray on the mirror caps. Just like the Type R, there's no sunroof. So no sunroof. The only way to get a sunroof on the Elantra N is you gotta go with the 8-speed DCT. The Type R only comes with a manual. Elantra N, you have a manual and the 8-speed dual clutch transmission to choose from. Down below, you do have your flat black side skirt extension, just like on the Mustang GT. That's exactly the same. Nice fastback design, that style. And then swinging around back, this one is, like I said, it's as base as I could get without two options. One of them is the wheels. I'll tell you the other one in a second. No trunklet spoiler, just kind of extends out. And I feel like the design of the back actually works better without a spoiler. That kind of angled in look. You got your tri-bar taillights that light up sequential. Other way to tell it this is an EcoBoost is the Mustang. On a GT, it actually says GT. Go figure. Working our way down the ground level, the other option is our Ford Performance exhaust. Nice slash cut tips, staggered, and it is an active valve exhaust, so it'll get louder or quieter depending on what you want. Definitely out of the three, the Type R is going to have the weakest sounding exhaust. It's going to be a tough competition between the Elantra N and this vehicle because the Elantra N has those pops and bangs. This though, I think you're going to be surprised by the sound, the loudness that comes out of it. And then you'll notice the flat black lower rear diffuser area. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood, see that EcoBoost engine and find out, is it so bad? All right guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hood struts. Underneath the hood is the namesake of this car. That is the EcoBoost engine. So what are we looking at? It's a 2.3 liter inline-4 turbocharged engine pumping out 315 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque. So 315 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque. The one downside is that it's only available with a 10-speed automatic. No longer can you get a 6-speed manual transmission on the Mustang EcoBoost. 0 to 60 in about 4.4 seconds. Quarter mile goes by at 13.2 seconds. MPG's 22 in the city, 33 on the highway, and the vehicle weighs right around 3,250 pounds. So very interesting. Like I said, even though the other two are more performance oriented, the power and the performance out of this Mustang EcoBoost is right on par when it comes to straight line acceleration, even a little bit faster. But why don't we go ahead, we got the Ford Performance exhaust, let's fire it up and hear what it sounds like. All right guys, we are inside this 2024 Mustang EcoBoost. I know you're saying to yourself, well Joe, I'm kind of glad you're reviewing this. A lot of the reviewers, they just do Mustang GTs and dark horses. And I'm actually thinking about the same question you're bringing up. I don't know what to do. But how much is this Mustang EcoBoost? Very good question. Now, like I said, I wanted to make sure there were a few options that I think are kind of like a must if you go Mustang EcoBoost. Base price MSRP is $36,000. That's base price. MSRP for this particular one, the way that it's optioned, is right at $43,340. So that means it undercuts the Type R by a few $100s, but it is a little bit more than the Elantra N. But I think you're going to notice that with the interior, you're getting some niceties. But let's see what it is. To the door panels. I love the clean style, the soft touch material throughout, the contrast stitching, even the way that they did that laser etched kind of carbon fiber style into the material. Door pocket is a little tight, so maybe just one Jimmy Dean's breakfast sandwich and a bottle of strawberry quick to wash it down. Now going from the door panel to the dash, same thing with that nice laser etching. You got the Mustang badge there, the stitching, even on the knee panels here to protect your knees. Nice soft material with the stitching. You'll notice up top we have the optional B&O multi-speaker sound system. Kids, don't touch this when it's sitting in the sun because it's hot, the top of the screen. And that's the name of the game with the new Mustang, is that there are screens galore. So you have your 13.3-inch infotainment system screen. This car does have heated seats, ventilated seats, and heated steering wheel, so that's a nice touch over the competition. Neither of them have that. You have, of course, your updated Sync multimedia software, full touchscreen capability. You have into your car features, you could go into My Mustang, change the mode, change the loudness of the exhaust, the auxiliary gauges. You got more colors than what the freaking Rainbow has. So technology-wise, I think that this is doing it more than either of the other two. The only thing I wish that it had was some type of, well, I guess it does. I'll take that back. So we're gonna go home. We're gonna go into features. We're gonna go My Mustang. It does have auxiliary gauges. So, and if you want more, watch this. Boom, they multiply real easy. Working, let me throw it in reverse before we go anywhere. Backup camera is large, but it's a bit on the grainy side, but it's way better than the Type R. I think the Elantra N is just a tad better, and I like the trajectory lines, which are really great. Working your way down, real volume knob. You got your Mustang button that brings you right to the screen that we've been on. That red atomic fireball start stop button. USB-C, USB-A, wireless charging, and a 12 volt. Only transmission available, 10-speed automatic. 2 cup holders, electric e-brake, soft material on the armrest with the stitching. Open it up, you got a 12 volt, and you have enough room in there, I would say, for maybe 2 Arby's beef and cheddars. Just be gentle on the horsey sauce because you're gonna get sauce all over the interior of this horsey. And then the seats. This is the upgraded leather with the stitching, the bolstering. Manual backs and electric bottoms is a weird zonk for me. I don't like it when they do that. I wish it was full electric, but you do have your back seats you can get into. Not as much room, of course, as the 4-door use of both the Type R and the Elantra N, but you'll notice that you have your racing stripe, carbonized gray racing stripe in the seatbelt, or 5 extra horsepower. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the flat bottom steering wheel in this Mustang. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You got the nice Mustang sill plate, illuminates Mustang at night. Pedal box is decent. Aluminum brake pedal, aluminum throttle. I just would like an aluminum dead pedal. That is a zonk. Seat controls just on the bottom, kind of weird. I wish it was full electric. I'm 6 feet tall, and there's plenty of room in here. Plenty of room in here, but you do have plenty of room in the Elantra N and the Type R. Steering wheel, 2-piece leather. Love the perforated, love the smooth flat bottom, the Mustang badge. You do have flat black on the switchgear, and you can adjust your modes right on the steering wheel. It is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then you have that 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. Right now I'm in race mode, and it's got the tack across the top there. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the trunk, see what type of junk we could put in there, because I want to take you for a spin in this Mustang EcoBoost. All right, guys, time to get in the trunk. Real simple, hit the button, lift it up. You're gonna be greeted to 16 cubic feet of space. The rear seats do fold down, and there's that subwoofer from our B&O sound system. Now remember, 16 cubic feet of space is pretty good for a car like this being a 2-door, but the Type R wins with the most cubic feet of space. You got well over 20 cubic feet of space with the seats up. Fold the seats down, it has as much room as, say, a Ford Escape. It's crazy. Another thing we gotta do is look underneath. You do get a spare. So that's something that you don't get in either the Elantra N or the Type R, is no spare. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go ahead, let's go for a little on-throttle spin and see how this Mustang EcoBoost drives. All right, guys, we're inside this 2024 Mustang EcoBoost. We left Walker Ford, Say what you will about Ford not making a manual. I know it sucks, and I definitely zonked that decision, but they just weren't selling many EcoBoosts with manual transmissions. But they did rework the 10-speed automatic that provides better shifts, quicker shifts, and it doesn't get lost like it used to in the gears. Sometimes you come out of a corner and didn't know what gear to be in. But going down the road, even with the performance exhaust open, you don't have a ton of drone, which is really nice. Another thing that's great is that you have the updated technology in here. And even though I'm not a big fan of the large screens, the way they're kind of just placed in here, they do outperform what's in the Hyundai and the Honda Civic Type R. Now, when it comes to the amenities, like I said, I think checking off the boxes on the exterior for the 19-inch wheels, the Ford Performance exhaust. The other thing you want to check off, obviously, is this interior. Having the leather seating, heated seats, ventilated seats, all those goodies. The one thing that just is terrible is that all the controls are in the screen. So it does take getting used to, and if you've eaten a bucket of chicken from KFC, you're gonna get greasy fingerprints all over the screen. But the graphics are clear, resolution is nice, you have your auxiliary gauges, and of course it's well within reach. The dash, same story. I think that it provides some of the best graphics and detailed information out of the three. And even though you don't have four-door usability, you do have the rear seats. Steering wheel, I do like the wheel the best in the Type R. Second would be the Elantra, and this is the third best. But with that being said, compared to the previous gen, the S550 Mustang, this does have a way better steering wheel. All of the materials, nice and soft to the touch. You're not gonna get that in the Elantra N. The Elantra N has a lot of hard plastic. The Type R has a little less hard plastic. If you're looking for a car that brings some type of sporty performance, but you don't want it to look like a boy racer, this is probably gonna be a good option for you. I personally feel that you should get any car that you wanna get. I don't care what image people see when they see the car. If you're enjoying it, it's your damn money. You should be able to spend it the way you want to. And to be honest with you, growing up sucks. So paying bills, paying taxes, it's not fun. It's not what we thought it was gonna be when we were younger, that's for sure. All right, guys, let's go on throttle from a dead stop. On throttle, here we go. So, like I said earlier, you're getting a faster 0 to 60 time, faster quarter-mile time than the other two. Where you're gonna be limited is top speed. But, I mean, if you're really racing people for top speed, I hope and pray that you're doing it in a safe environment like a racetrack. Obviously, visibility is good in the Mustang, but it's gonna be better in the Elantra N, and it's absolutely fantastic in the Type R. Seats are very comfy. There's just not a lot of lateral bolstering, so something to think about, but they're more comfy than the other two's seats, and you also have them heated and ventilated. But like I said, here we are, we're in 8th gear, and you're not getting a bunch of drone while you're going down the road, even though we do have it in the loudest exhaust setting. But what's great about this car is that you have that classic Mustang layout. Engine in the front, power going to the rear wheels, and with it being an EcoBoost, it is a little lighter than the GT. And where that weight is lighter is on the nose, so handling is actually gonna be better. Let's see how she handles. Going in this left-hand bend, nice, responsibly. As they reworked the rack, look at this. On throttle. Fast shift from that 10 speed. Another thing I like is that even though this doesn't have the Magna Ride suspension, it still is tuned very well with the compression and the rebound on all 4 corners of the car. So you're getting a very nice compliant drive experience That's for sure. Let's do this from a dead stop again. Nobody's behind us. Are you ready? On throttle, here we go. Like I said, fast shifts from the 10 speed. Look at this. Yee-hoo! So the only thing really holding this back is that you don't have a more performance-oriented tire. These are all season, so you're not getting the grip of a Michelin Pilot Sport 4S. That's for sure. Another thing that's a zonk in the driving experience is there's no paddles. I would like to be able to control what gear I'm in by having the use of paddles, and you don't have any. You can't even shift with the shifter itself. So that's another bummer. But like I said, looking at price points, base price $36,000, and the way that this one is a tick under what the Type R costs. But I really like the way they improved the steering up front. On throttle, here we go. There's just something about a rear-wheel drive car as well. No matter how much horsepower that you have, I just like the way they handle and behave a little bit more than a front-wheel drive car. Even great ones like the Type R and the Elantra N. But it's actually quite comfortable of a drive without really being too harsh. You do have your different modes, but it does not adjust the suspension. So just something to be aware of. Here we go. On throttle. Look at this. So you definitely can have fun with an EcoBoost, and it goes quick enough to where you can get yourself into trouble very easily. So hopefully this has answered some of your questions for people that were questioning what to do with their cash at this price point. We're gonna get back to Walker Ford and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right guys, another great day out here in the sun, sweating away at Walker Ford. Definitely want to thank Frank Walker, Weston Walker, Tracy, and the rest of the crew getting us access to this carbonized gray Mustang EcoBoost. Let me know what you think. For the price, are you going the Mustang route, or are you going to go Type R or Elantra N? Very curious to see what you have to say down in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. I'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rise family. Gotta give it up to Stephen Flood. I know which car he would choose. Show him some love in the comment section. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.